Hello and welcome to White Glove Reviews. In this video, hopefully, I'm going to show you how to get to level 100 in the contested territory in Bloons Monkey City Mobile. Now, yesterday I finally managed to do this after a grueling 4-hour long game where luckily my phone didn't, Bloons Monkey City didn't die on my phone or anything like that. So hopefully this will work out where I can record video of it. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably just going to show you little bits as I go through, because it took like 4 hours, like I said, and the lag on screen got pretty painful once it got into the much higher levels. And I tried to avoid towers that I thought would create lag, so I'm going to hopefully do that again this time. And also, I've been looking around and I'm going to try some new strategies, like a better layout for my monkey temples, and also some new stuff to create the monkey temples. And I'll include a link in the description that has the Temple of the Monkey God reference that I'm using to try all this stuff out, and we'll see how it works. So let's get started with contested territory. And this one is currently, it's unclaimed. Okay. Now, this has a pretty good layout, it looks like. And what I'm going to do, and what I did last night, was I started with a free monkey and some supply crates. And also, what I tend to do is, for the setup, I try to build monkey engineers with the balloon traps as quickly as possible to help fund my future expansion. And what I do, and what I've done in the past, is I'll put out a monkey village, and then I'll try and put my engineers out as far up in the path as possible, where they'll lay out their traps, and you won't end up with them laying out traps like too far along. You want the balloons to hit the traps as fast as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to subject y'all to watching me go through every single step. I will check in at various points along the way, and hopefully my phone won't crap out and Bloons Monkey City won't die on me. Now, for technical reference, I'm using a Google Pixel XL, and hopefully it'll survive doing this while running the video capture software I'm using. So I'm going to pause this. I'm going to pause the recording, and then we will check back in a few minutes as things go farther along. Here it is at round 11, and you can kind of see what my initial setup is going to be. On the left-hand side, I've got 10 engineers strung along the edge as best as I can around that little tree. And I'm also going to put a couple of cannons up toward the top. And the reason I'm putting the cannons up toward the top is I want to kind of soften up some of the larger balloons, the blimp class balloons, so that the traps can more easily suck up the smaller balloons and make money. So I'm going to continue building this up, and then I'll check in again at a little later level and see how things have progressed. I'm about to go into round 23 right now, and I was thinking about this when I was playing the last contested territory I did. I think what I want to try and do is position my super monkeys that I'm going to convert into temples early, and that way I can make sure to maximize their field of fire and make sure none of them accidentally overlap. And what I'm thinking is I'll put a super monkey down here, like right there. I'll put a super monkey right here, like so. And then if we look at them, there's no danger of either of those accidentally taking out the others when you make them into temples. And if I put a super monkey right here, this should give a pretty good field of fire, like so. And again, it doesn't overlap either of those. And then let me clear out some of these guns real quick. And then maybe place a super monkey about right here. If I place it about, hold on. If I place it about right here, this one should have a pretty good field of fire. And that should let me place a super monkey up here where the bomb shooters are. So that should hopefully maximize the field of fire with the temples without accidentally having the temple sacrifice any of the other super monkeys. So this is going to be what I'm going to try, and I'll check back in and see how it's starting to look once I start adding in the temple, turning them into temples. I'm currently at round 38, and what I have set up right now, and this is something I was going to try that's new according to the reference I found for the Temple of the Monkey God, that's in the link in the description down below. What the link suggested is you have a 4-0 Ice Monkey, you have a 4-0 Glue Gunner, you have a 4-0 Monkey Apprentice, although I did the two bottom upgrades so it could see camo, and you have 4-0 mortars, although in this case I did the two bottom upgrades accidentally. And what this is supposed to give you is it's supposed to give you like the good enough temple. And this is like, it's not the fully maximally upgraded temple, but it's supposed to give you good enough according to the guide. And so that's what I'm going to try. Now, another thing I'm going to try that's a little different than normal is I'm not going to use a monkey village. When I upgrade it, I'm going to pay the extra like 12,000 money, coins, dollars, whatever you want to call it, when I do the upgrade. Because what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to position my monkey villages after I have all the temples built, so I can have both of the level 4 bonuses from each village apply to as many temples as possible. I don't know if this is going to exactly work out, but I figure I'd give it a shot. Alright, so I'm going to do the upgrade to the temple, and it converts all those guys, and then I'm going to extend the range on my temple, and then as I go along, I'm going to build a village near this one and extend its range and its speed of shooting, that kind of thing. And then I'll pick back up and show you where things stand as I've gotten more temples built. Well, I'm definitely happy with the temple in the bottom middle of the screen. I've got enough monkeys built up around the top middle to upgrade the second one to a monkey temple right here. I'm curious to see if it's gonna if it's gonna catch that bomb shooter, or this one right here. I'm curious if it's gonna catch that one when it transforms to the temple. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, it didn't grab it, so that's good. And I'm going to upgrade this one, and I'm going to stick another village right here. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to stick another village right here for now, and then I'm going to probably move these villages around when I get close to upgrading the next ones. I'm thinking I'm going to try and upgrade this one next, maybe. Either this one or this one over here, but maybe this one. And then the problem is if I upgrade this one, I'm going to have to basically sell all my engineers and rebuild them. So it's not a perfect strategy, but I can reposition if I do that. So this one is pretty well set. All right, let's let this run for a little bit and make some more money and see about future upgrades. Hopefully, I'll be able to get this to a point where I can kind of set my phone aside and let it run for a while on its own. And that way, it'll make the super slow, laggy rounds go a little better. And this is what I did before when I went through the 100 rounds, is I was doing other stuff while it was slowly grinding its way through the rounds. Anyway, I'll pick back up after I have some more money and some more upgrades, and we'll do some more repositioning of things. This is now round 48, and I've accumulated some more money. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this temple over here on the sort of bottom left, and then upgrade the range, and then I'm going to add another village over here that'll be within range of this temple. And I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put back in the engineers that I took out, and then I will see about getting another temple positioned up in here somewhere that should hopefully be safe from accidentally eating another one of my temples. And then we'll pick it up and see if I can just let it run on automatic for a little while after that. I cleared out the rest of that upper left corner. I think that's where I'm going to try and position temple number 4. I'm going to rebuild the engineer so I can keep making money for the next couple of rounds and hopefully stockpile enough cash to fully upgrade that one. Well, upgrade using the apparent optimal temple upgrade setup that the page I linked in the description discussed. And then hopefully we'll upgrade the last monkey, this one, and then start just filling out things to slow down all the massive waves of blimps later on. So I'm going to reorganize a little bit and then show you how progress is going a little later on in the rounds. Well, okay. Round 53, I've got about almost 400,000 money, coins, whatever you want to call it, saved up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade Super Monkey number 4 into a temple, but I'm going to sell off all this stuff because I don't want to lose my engineers just yet. And I also want to see if I can set it up so there's an engineer hiding under there. I think there's a second one. Yeah, there's an engineer hiding under there. I want to set it up so hopefully, oh, there's one more engineer. So hopefully what I can do is I can have fully upgraded villages affecting as many of my monkey temples as possible. And ideally I want level 4 of the top and level 4 of the bottom, like have two villages affecting each temple. I don't know if this is going to work out the way I planned it, but I'm at least going to give it a shot. So I'm going to build this up, create the temple, set everything back up, and accumulate a little more money, and then we'll check back in a later round. This is where things stand at round 64. I have about a little bit over $1 million money, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my engineers, and I'm going to try and set it up so it can sort of run on automatic. I've tried to position my villages where each of them can affect ideally at least 3 temples. I could probably do a little better and maybe get 4 temples for a couple of these, but I have 5 of these that will do the speed up the surrounding monkey towers, and I have a couple that are increasing the income. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one more up here in this area to increase the income, so I have pretty much most of the track covered. So I should be getting 50% of all the money everywhere. And then I'm going to clear out the engineers, and I'm going to try and set it up so it should be able to run on automatic for a while without too much of my attention. And then hopefully I'll check back in when it gets to maybe in the 70s or 80s. Here we are wrapping up round 100. As you can probably tell, the lag is pretty awful at this point. And, well, there you go. That wraps up level 100. Now, there's kind of a unpleasant thing I discovered the last time I reached around 100 in the contested territory. And the dirty secret is it doesn't stop there. And the last time I did it, I pretty much stopped after level 100 because the lag is pretty awful. And, well, I'll let it run for a minute and I'll show you the terrible lag, because it is some kind of awful bad. Anyway, what I did before I start this round, what I want to do is, you can kind of see. Actually, let me get rid of some of these helicopters so we can look at this stuff. I had some helicopters that I was using, and I did the 4-2 helicopters where they were fully researched. The Apaches, I think, is the upgrade. And I set them on pursuit mode so they would chase the balloons down. And I built a bunch of the Dartling gun laser cannons, the Ray of Doom, I think it's called. And then I had some spike factories and a bunch of snipers, and then just a smattering of other stuff. I built a bunch of the axe shooters where they did the ring of fire, and I tried to surround that around the track to maximize their effectiveness. Anyway, I'll start this, and then you can see how bad the lag is. And I'm gonna let it run for a few minutes, and then I'll end the video. But if you have any suggestions, if you have any other strategies I should try, just let me know in the comments, and I'll include a link in the comments to the page that had the guide I used for building the monkey temples. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have an excellent day.